Hello friends, this is Jana at the Milwaukee Leading Library, here with another story to share with you. Now it's fall outside and I've been seeing a lot of pumpkins. Have you seen any pumpkins in your neighborhood? Have you seen small little pumpkins like this? Or maybe some great big pumpkins? Do you think those pumpkins would roll if you gave them a little push? I have a song for you today about a roly-poly pumpkin. So we're gonna have to pretend like we have a nice round pumpkin, and that pumpkin is sitting on top of a hill. We're gonna give our pumpkin a little push and it will start to roll. You can roll your hands just like this. Are you ready? The roly-poly pumpkin went rolling down the hill. Once it started rolling, it could not keep still. Faster! It rolled and rolled and rolled until it hit a rock. Then the roly-poly pumpkin, it rolled to a stop. Screech! Good job. Try that one more time. Take your hands and that pumpkin is going to start to roll. The roly-poly pumpkin went rolling down the hill. Once it started rolling, it could not keep still. Faster! It rolled and rolled and rolled until it hit a rock. Then the roly-poly pumpkin, it rolled to a stop. Screech! Oh, that pumpkin rolled just like that. Now, I have a story for you today about a little bug that also rolls just like our pumpkin. It's called a roly-poly bug, and this bug's name is Hank. Let's go meet Hank in our book. Today's book is called Hank's Big Day, the Story of a Bug. It's written by Evan Kuhlman and illustrated by Chuck Groenink. It's published by Schwartz Wade, which is an imprint of Penguin Random House. We're reading it today with their permission. Now, do you see a bug on the cover of this book? Oh, good eye. Right there on top of the rock. That must be Hank. And this must be his friend. Maybe we'll meet her in the book. Let's find out. Oh, do you see a bug peeking out from the grass? Right there. Hi, Hank. Once again, Hank's big day. Oh, and right up there on the letter G, with an arrow, the story of a bug. That must be the bug. A big rock. And there's a little arrow. It says Hank's house. Hank must live somewhere near that rock. Maybe behind it. Maybe underneath it. Maybe there's a little tunnel inside the rock. Hank, a pill bug, crawls out from under. This is Hank. Hi, Hank. Hank shimmies through tall grass. Can you rub your hands together and make that sound? That's what it sounds like when you shimmy along. Hank shimmies through tall grass. He nibbles on a dead leaf. Oh, what a yummy snack for a bug. Breakfast over. So there was his breakfast. Breakfast over, Hank creeps past a cricket. Oh, he's walking very slowly. He's creeping past a cricket. He comes upon a worm tied in a knot. Oh, that worm is all twisted up. Hank is worried for that worm. Look, his mouth is big. He's put his hands up to his two of his legs up to his mouth. Oh no. So he creeps past a cricket. He comes upon a worm tied in a knot, and then he sees, who's that? An ant carrying a potato chip. What a big potato chip next to that little tiny ant. Hank keeps going. Who do you think he'll meet next? What else do you see in this picture before we leave the page? What else do you see besides those bugs? Oh, look, a baseball. There must be a baseball in the grass. And some more leaves. Oh, I think those might be mushrooms too. Lots of things in the grass. Okay, so Hank keeps going. Yikes! Oh, that is a very big bug. It's a scary grasshopper. That grasshopper looks huge next to Hank. It's a lot bigger than Hank is. And Hank looks a little bit worried. Yikes! Hank climbs a long stick. He continues climbing the stick. Oh, that stick is really big for Hank. He's sweating. It's so hard to get up that stick. Finally, he finishes climbing the stick. He's on top of the rock. When you look back in the grass, there is that baseball that we saw. It doesn't look so big now that we're up above looking down. And Hank looks very small too. What do you think Hank will do next? Then he curls up in the tall grass. Oh, he's taking a little rest. He's rolling himself up in a ball. It says he's playing dead. He's pretending to be dead so he can get a little rest and the other bugs won't bother him. Hank scoots along and finds himself on a sidewalk. He looks both ways and then he starts to cross. That sidewalk looks pretty big, doesn't it? That's quite a ways for a little bug. He lumbers through a pothole, so he walks very carefully down into a pothole. When he gets out the other side, he finds, what is that? A rainbow, but that rainbow's on the sidewalk. It's a rainbow made of chalk. Somebody drew that rainbow. It's pretty. So he walks along the rainbow. Oh, so he's walking along. I think he's going to end up over here on a bottle cap. He climbs up on top of a bottle cap. Look, that's the perfect little bed for him. Hank finishes crossing as a boy rides by. What is that boy riding? A skateboard. Uh-oh. Yikes. Too close for comfort. Hank jumps out of the way and the bottle cap goes flying up in the air. He got out of the way just in time. Hank trudges onward. So he walks slowly. He trudges onward and comes upon a smiling face. She's dressed up like her hero, the famous flyer Amelia Earhart. So this little girl is dressed up like a pilot. She's got her goggles and her helmet. This is Hank's best friend, Amelia. Her name is Amelia, just like the pilot. Hello, friend. With Amelia's help, Hank crawls onto her helmet. So look at that. She's holding out her finger so Hank can climb aboard. Now he's riding way up high on the very top of her helmet. Amelia jumps up, tilts her arms, and takes off with Hank aboard. So she's pretending like she's flying. She's got her arms outstretched, and she's starting to fly. She's narrating. Amelia and her co-pilot, Hank the Pillbug, are crossing the Atlantic Ocean in their airplane. Oh, what fun. They're flying around the yard. Together, they run around the front yard. So look, now we're looking out as if we're riding on top of Amelia's helmet. Here's Hank looking at the yard. Do you see anything that Hank saw earlier on the ground? Oh, good job. Yeah, there is that baseball. What else do you see? Right, there's the rainbow on the sidewalk that he crossed. And that must be the little rock that he climbed with the stick poking out. I think that might be the little pothole that he went in and out of. None of those look very big anymore. He's way up high. Amelia and Hank zip through the side yard. Amelia's dog is fast asleep in her doghouse. The flyers circle a maple tree and head for a picnic table. Hank nibbles a peppermint leaf, and Amelia drinks from the juice box. Yum! Now, while she was flying, Amelia pretended like she was seeing all kinds of sights. She said, "The brave pilots fly over England and wave to the Queen. Hello, Queen." Oh, she must be pretending like her dog is the Queen. And then she comes in for a landing. In Paris, the plane just misses the Eiffel Tower. Amelia lands near a cafe, Le Velvet Bug. So she pretended like she flew right into the cafe where they had their snack. Yum. Snack break over, Amelia puts out her hand and Hank crawls back on board. Look at that tree. What color are those leaves? It must be fall, just like it's fall here. Those leaves are turning yellow. Okay, where do you think they will fly next? They run across the yard and down the driveway, where Amelia's big brother Aaron is playing with his army guys. Here's Amelia. Hank and Amelia return to America. They make a daring landing as millions cheer. Yay! Bravo, Amelia! Bravo, Hank! There's Hank way up on top of her helmet. Amelia sets Hank on the mossy rock, right where she found him. Hank gazes up at Amelia. Amelia gazes back at Hank. This is what friendship looks like. Bye, friend. Bye, friend. Oh, what a fun ride. Then Hank crosses the sidewalk and curls up. He plays dead again. He takes a little rest. Then he treks down his exercise stick. He passes the grasshopper, the ant, the worm, and the cricket. What else did he pass? There's that baseball sitting in the grass. And then he takes a big bite. He takes a big bite out of a dead leaf. Yum! It's the perfect bedtime snack for Hank. And when day is done, Hank crawls under his rock at last. Home, sweet home. Look at that, he's pulled up a little leaf for a blanket. The moon is out. I think Hank is going to sleep very well tonight. Good night, Hank. Oh, look, he's waving goodbye. Bye, Hank. Do you want to wave to him? Did you like that story about Hank? Have you ever seen a roly-poly bug that curls up in a little ball? You don't see them very often, but they're pretty cool. Now, I think Hank might have another friend sitting here on our pumpkin. Who is that? It's a little spider. I think that spider would love to be in our last song. I have a song for you called the Itsy-Bitsy Spider. I think you might know it. Now take one hand. This can be your Itsy-Bitsy Spider walking up the water spout. If you'd like, you can also make a spider by taking your pointer finger and your thumb on both hands, flip one hand, put those fingers together, and then your spider can walk like this. That's a little bit tricky. So my spider's gonna walk up the water spout just like this. Here we go. The itsy-bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy-bitsy spider went up the spout again. Now, how about the biggest spider you've ever seen? We're gonna sing it this time with the great big enormous spider. Let's find a great big enormous spider. I think I might have one. Oh, there he is. Wow, that's a big spider. Okay, arms out, here we go. The great big enormous spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried off all the rain. And the great big enormous spider went up the spout again. How about the smallest, the teensy-weensy spider? Teensy-weensy with your two hands just like this. The teensy-weensy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the teensy-weensy spider went up the spout again. Friends, thank you for joining me for Storytime today. See you next time. Bye-bye.